Nightly. Free at thenightly.com.au.
Introducing Australia's first ever full hybrid ute. All new Canon Alpha Hybrid. Makes effort look effortless.
Tonight, an Adelaide mental health nurse charged with murdering her husband. Brutal and random why a young pyjamas this winter. The Department of Fair Trading has cracked down on 10 businesses so far this year for failing to appropriately label PJs made of flammable materials. It's sounding the alarm on the increased fire danger as we turn on the heater more during winter. Well, we're hitting the road on flashback this week with the new mobile phone detection cameras about to start dishing out fines. We're going back to the 90s when the first speed cameras came in and it didn't all go smoothly.
They strike fear into the hearts of speeding motorists. The innocuous grey box on a tripod, dispensing instant fines and generating lots of dollars for Treasury coffers.
We don't think twice about mobile speed cameras these days, but when they were introduced in 1990, they took some explaining.
Once its operator has set it up, the unit can operate automatically, taking up to 100 photos for each cartridge of film.
It was a new concept. Speed now, get fined later.
With the new system, they'll send you a speeding ticket in the mail.
Manufactured in South Australia, the units are already being used successfully by Victorian police.
There was a blitz on those with tech to try to beat them.
More than 40,000 South Australians own radar detectors. Under the legislation, police will be given the power to force their way into private houses to search for them, a proposal which outrages the Liberals.
It's not as if they're heroin or guns.
Sapol's tills were quickly ringing.
The 4 speed cameras have proved a real money spinner for the government. In just 6 months, they netted almost $4 million from motorists caught speeding on film.
But there were quite a few teething problems.
Now, we've all heard the one about the tree that jumped in front of the car, but speeding Stobie poles are a new twist. The 73 km/h pole was clocked on Port Road, and they've also caught a woman who hasn't left her hometown in the southeast for many years, speeding down Glen Osmond Road.
And it was revealed they had problems with trucks and buses.
There are certain vehicles, by virtue of their size and shape from the rear, which can cause a bounce back on the radar.
This bus was travelling 5 km/h higher than what the camera read during the trial.
I think it's their equipment that's out and it's our equipment that's correct.
Teething problems aside, their introduction had an almost immediate impact.
Fatalities are down 10% to a record low.
Although camera operators copped a lot.
Verbal abuse, physical intimidation, even rocks being thrown at them.
Within 5 years, new machines were being tested with much greater capabilities.
The laser radar is state-of-the-art. It makes the original speed camera look like a box brownie.
SA became the first state to test handheld laser guns.
If you think speed traps are a problem now, wait until every police car has one of these to zap you in your tracks. It plugs into a patrol car's cigarette lighter and can monitor the exact speed of vehicles in a split second.
It became a thing to report speed trap locations.
Pete, have you got a radar for us?
Yes, mate. It's on Port Road, heading into town just before you turn off to Tabley Hill Road.
If you're still tempted to call your favourite DJ, make sure you do it hands-free. From September, if you're snapped by one of the new mobile phone cameras, it'll cost you a lot more than an icy cold can of Coke.
Don't you just love when you get one of those notices in the post?
And you know what it is.
You would have had a few, I'm sure, but I won't embarrass you.
None of them were ever my fault.
Of course not. Nothing ever is. Hey, Bruce, Sport Now and some ups.